Hey everybody, sorry this is a little last minute. Hopefully it won't take very long. But in preparation for the class on Monday, I need at least one person at every agency to fill this worksheet out and then bring the worksheet with you when you come. This is basically the main idea here is that we are going to calculate the cost of a few of the materials. For the most part, we're calculating it down to the cost per square foot. So for cellulose insulation, you need to know the brand, so like Jetstream, the bag cost, the weight of the bag, and then you need to know the minimum weight per square foot. And so when you look at the Jetstream data sheet, it will tell you what the minimum weight is for R49. I want to say it's like 0.74 or something. And then it'll tell you what it is for an R38. But all this is doing is it's going to figure out what the cost per square foot is for R49 cellulose. And we'll be using that to input into the setup library when we all get together on Monday. So make sure you have every one of these yellow cells filled in, and then hopefully this will calculate everything correct. I have protected the worksheet just so that it'll tab through all of these fields for you. If you need to unprotect it, if something's not working right, or if you would calculate it differently, you're welcome to unprotect the sheet. The code to unprotect it, or the password, is just 1234. So hopefully nobody gets too hung up on any of these things, but the fiberglass is going to look just the same. You just need to fill out the brand, the bag cost, the bag weight, and then the minimum weight for each of the R values. And it'll give you a list of all of the R values per square foot. For fiberglass bats, we need to know what your bats cost for the attic. So they'll be 23 or 24 inches wide. And then depending on how you buy them, they will either be in feet or inches. So if it's in inches, then you can switch it here. But basically, if you're buying something that, say it's a bag with a bunch of pieces in it, and each of them is 104 inches long or something like that. So 104 inches long, say there's 11 pieces in the bag, and the cost for the bag is going to be $56. So it's going to figure out how many square feet are in the bag, and it will just tell you what the cost per square foot for R11 is. So if you're buying a roll, then there's only going to be one piece in the package. If it's not in inches, say it's just 12 feet long, just switch that to feet, and it'll just calculate out what it costs per square foot. So make sure that you have a cost or a price for every one of these things. If your agency does not normally buy these things, you need to find a cost and fill it in, and figure out what it would cost you to buy these things. So, but basically we need fiberglass bats for an attic, an R11, 19, 30, 38, and 49. And then I don't know if you run into different sized truss spacing. If you do, you may want to make that as a separate note because I didn't prepare anything on the worksheet. For floors and walls, I just did those they're going to be 15 or 16 inches wide, and you need pricing for R11, 13, 19, 30, and 38. And it's the same thing. If you need to switch this from feet to inches, you can do that. If you're buying them in rolls, just put one piece in a package. If it's cut into multiple pieces, you can put a higher number there. For your vinyl faced fiberglass rolls for your pin and drape, you're going to put in how wide it is and then select feet or inches. You're going to select how long it is and whether that's feet or inches. And then if it's just one roll, just put one, and then whatever the cost per the package is. So if we had 48 inches wide, say we had 25 feet long, and I have no idea what the cost for that would be. We'll just put $75. So it's going to calculate out what your cost per square foot would be and how many square feet would be in that package. But do that for R13 and R19. And then also you need a cost for that house wrap, since we are typically doing vinyl against the concrete, and then some house wrap on the warm side of the insulation. Whatever you're using for that, just how many inches, how many feet long it is. It's probably just going to be a roll. So one piece in a package, and then whatever that roll costs, and it will give you a per square footage cost for that. For your two-part foam, make sure you get the brand. Whatever you're buying normally or on average, we need to know the total board foot of the package. So if you're buying a 300 board foot kit or a 600 board foot kit, just put that in. So if it's a 600 board foot kit, if the total cost is $725, it'll calculate all this out for you. And then the other piece of information we need to know is, what is the aged R value? And you'll need to look in the data sheets and find that. Typically after 90 days, the R value diminishes a little bit, and that is the R value we need to know for the audit. So, but it'll figure all the data we need to put into the audit. For rigid foam board, just need to know information about your 2-inch and your 4-inch foam board. And then for duct insulation, if this is a wrap material, how many feet wide, how many feet long, the total R value of it, and the cost per sheet or per roll, whatever that is. And then if you're doing two-part foam on this, then we should have that information up here. So I guess that's the one thing you could leave blank if you are using foam for duct insulation. And then we just need a cost per unit for replacement doors, thermostats. For your just a standard LED bulb, I realize there's a bunch of other LED bulbs, but we've got a method that's pretty simple. So we just need the cost of a standard bulb and water heater tank and low flow shower head. Looks like I've messed up the terminology there, but I'll fix it before I send the sheet out. Anyway, again, sorry for the late notice. Please just take a few minutes and put this together as best you can. It will help us when we're in the classroom on Monday. Thanks so much and have a great weekend.